stay there. But he's making the news, and he has a video out there that we want to share with you today. This is Bill Nye, and he talks about how creationism is not appropriate for children. And then we will have Ray pontificate on his thoughts with Brad following him up with that. So here's the video. Bill Nye, the science guy.
Denial of evolution is unique to the United States. I mean, we are the world's most advanced technological, so I mean, you could say Japan, but generally the United States is where most of the innovation still happens. People still move to the United States. And that's largely because of the intellectual capital we have, the general understanding of science. When you have a portion of the population that doesn't believe in that, it holds everybody back, really. Evolution is the fundamental idea in all of life science, in all of biology. It's very much analogous to trying to do geology without believing in tectonic plates. You're just not going to get the right answer. Your whole world is just going to be a mystery instead of an exciting place. As my old professor Carl Sagan said, when you're in love, you want to tell the world. So once in a while I get people that really, or that claim they don't believe in evolution. And my response generally is, so why not? Really, why not? Your world just becomes fantastically complicated when you don't believe in evolution. I mean, here are these ancient dinosaur bones or fossils. Here is radioactivity. Here are distant stars that are just like our star, but that are at a different point in their life cycle. The idea of deep time, of this billions of years, explains so much of the world around us. If you try to ignore that, your worldview just becomes crazy. It's just untenable, self-inconsistent. And I say to the grown-ups, if you want to deny evolution and live in your world that's completely inconsistent with everything we observe in the universe, that's fine. But don't make your kids do it, because we need them. We need scientifically literate voters and taxpayers for the future. We need people that can, we need engineers that can build stuff, solve problems. It's just really a hard thing. It's really a hard thing. You know, in another couple centuries, that worldview, I'm sure, it just won't exist. I mean, there's no evidence for it. So.
I know why it went viral. It's all us Christians go and look at the thing. That's what it is. It's just Christians.
Perplexed. Yeah. I'm looking at the video. I'm waiting for the arguments for evolution.
There isn't
theistic
any.
evolution.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Doesn't give any. Darwinian evolution doesn't give any. So where do we go from here? I mean, he's presuming upon the conclusion within his premise. He's giving a speech with the idea that we all should be evolutionists without any claim to that whatsoever.
He's blinded by love.
It's blind faith.
He just so loves it, he's blind. He says, he asks people why they don't believe in evolution. I don't believe in evolution because I'm a skeptic. I want evidence before I'll become a believer. He's a believer, and he believes I don't, because I'm waiting for... every time I get a believer in evolution up on the soapbox, I say, okay, you believe in evolution. Absolutely, it's a scientific fact. Can you give me one scientific fact? Fossils. What fossils? Just fossils. And I push for it, and they say, well, I'm not an expert. You have to ask an expert. There's no experts. If you ask him, say, what was in the beginning? He'd say, I don't know. We don't know. Speaking for the whole of humanity. He wants to speak for humanity. They always do this. So what's the purpose of man's existence? I don't know. What happens after death? I don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a silly, unscientific oxymoron. To put the word science and evolution together is an oxymoron. Evolution is not a science, and to say it is just ridiculous. It's a belief, it's a blind faith, it has no substantiation, it can't be backed up by science, you just have to believe. And he believes to a point where he's in love and can't see anything else.
Yeah, you know, and we do believe in evolution. We believe in microevolution, and there's a difference between micro and macroevolution, because people look in and they say, so you don't believe in evolution at all? It makes no sense. It's observable. We go, well, we believe in observable evolution, microevolution. If we have changes within a species, but it stays the same species. But a change from a species to a different type of species is unscientific. There's no grounds for it whatsoever.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things that he mentions, I pulled this from Jason Lyle. Boy, that guy is brilliant. I love that guy.
One of us.
Yeah, he's one of us. He says, hey, you want to believe what you want to believe, that's fine, but to make your kids do it, is wrong. We don't do that to your kids. Don't teach your kids these things because we need your kids. To which Jason Lyle said, oh, the irony here is this. In the evolution worldview, kids are just a chemical accident. So why is Nye so concerned about what they are taught? The notion that kids are objectively valuable is only meaningful in the Christian worldview, where God has made people in his image. If we are here by random chance and it's survival of the fittest, then really we should be able to teach our kids whatever we want to teach them, and Christianity will die out. Well, many people have said that Christianity is going to die out. Voltaire, the noted French atheist, said that Christianity will be no more. He said, in 100 years, my single hands will destroy the edifice it took 12 apostles to rear. So what happened to Voltaire's house? It was turned into a printing press for the Bible.
Right.
Here's a man that went against God.
Same with John Lennon.
John Lennon. What did John Lennon say?
Christianity will shrink and vanish. I'm right. I needn't prove it because I'm right. And he shrunk and vanished.
We should do a documentary on John Lennon.
We certainly should. What Bill Nye wants to do is censor information. Don't tell your kids about creationism. They should be able to look at both sides and make a decision. He says, kids are future engineers. We need engineers that can build stuff. Well, he doesn't think so. He thinks stuff builds itself. It comes from nothing, and it just takes millions of years. Just leave it alone. I would love to sit down and talk to Bill, because he's not thinking straight. And the whole thing is so often based on atheism, and atheism is the most pathetic, stupid philosophy you could ever imagine. Carl Sagan was not an atheist. Neither was Einstein. A whole stack of these scientists, let me read, believed in intelligent design. Galileo, Newton, Copernicus, Francis Bacon. Smells good, doesn't it?
I like bacon.
Faraday, Louis Pasteur, and Kepler. Einstein was not an atheist, and yet if you go on atheist sites, they quote Einstein, they quote Faraday, they quote Carl Sagan, who weren't so stupid enough to believe that nothing could create everything, which is a scientific impossibility. And if you're an atheist, I guarantee if you think about it, you'll change your mind and say, I'm not really an atheist, I'm an agnostic. All you're lacking is a little bit of knowledge to realize how silly atheism is.
And I think the starting point that you go with that is one of the criticisms we get, because what you bring in is abiogenesis. Somebody wants to debate evolution with you. You start off with the idea, that thought, that concept of, all right, well, let's just start at the beginning here. I say in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So before we can get into all of your evolution, let's start with the very beginning. What happened in the beginning? How did we get here? And they say what?
I don't know. We don't know.
Well, can something come from nothing?
No.
No, nothing can come from something. That's unscientific.
Right.
And that's what you try to point out in a very clear and understanding way. How did we get here? Well, there was an explosion. What exploded? There has to be something there in order for it to explode.
Substance.
And explosions don't create order, they create
chaos.
Chaos.
And if it was a big rock that exploded, you're saying life came from non-life. We all of humanity, 1.4 million different kinds of insects, birds, fish, all with male and female reproducing after their own kind, plus the seasons, the fruits, the bananas, all things came out of non-life. And life was produced, which is insane.
Yeah.
Brad Snow, are you still here?
Oh, yes.
Anything to say?
Oh, yes. Well, I felt that like the first sentence of his video destroyed the rest of it altogether. He first starts off by saying that the denial of evolution is unique to America, and the fact that we live in a country that is the most advanced scientific technological society. I just want to say, you're welcome. Because, I mean, clearly, he's already given credit to a denial of evolution to an advanced technological society. And he also concludes with the idea that, well, a belief in a creator destroys or prevents people from being able to be scientifically literate and good problem solvers. And that is altogether untrue, and no proof of that at all. In fact, I would suggest anyone to read the book In 6 Days. It's subtitled, Why 50 Scientists Choose to Believe in Creation. I read it several years ago. It is really actually a complex book. It was really hard for me to understand, probably because I believe in a creator that created everything. But I definitely recommend it for you, those that are scientifically minded, because it definitely shows a variety of scientific fields, and all of which have no conflict with the idea that there's a creator who created everything.
And Mr. Nile says that the United States is the only country that denies evolution. He needs to get out a little. Go and visit Iraq or Iran, or go to visit India and start seeing if they deny evolution over there. They don't embrace it. They're theist countries.
Come out with a video that says it over there as well.